Yeah, fuck it. I'll handle this a little more forward. It might not work, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've definitely been putting this thing to work, and it's definitely earned my respect. You know, I mean, I'd hate to see it go, you know, especially my current situation, but yeah, that's the nature of the beast. You know, when life throws a curveball at you, you know, you just have to adapt. That'd be nice if this light would adapt and turn green, but, you know, maybe I'm asking for a little too much here, you know.
Continue on current road for about 2 miles.
So you can see the GPS generally works. I mean, it's gotten around a couple times, and I've explained this before. You know, it versus Google Maps or some other mapping app, they're going to have their pros and cons. Obviously, you know, mapping apps that you use your phone, they're going to show up more stuff. Now, to be fair, the design of this GPS, you know, surprisingly allows you to type in business names, and it does pull some stuff up. You know, like the major ones. You know, if I type in, you know, Giant Supermarket or Target or CV, it'll pull those up. But, you know, if you try to look for, you know, Joe Schmo's, you know, meat shop or Joey Bag of Donuts, you know, used tires or whatever, it's probably not going to pull that up unless you type in the address. And I made this mistake a couple times. You know, I literally, you know, fat figured the address for where I was getting to, and it was like setting me all over the place, like in circles, trying to look at, like, where the hell is this place? You know, and then I said, fuck it, I Google Mapped and pulled up a different address, and, you know, when I fat fingered, and, you know, part of that may have been the person I was speaking to. You know, I may have misheard him. So, you know, again, I fat fingered an address, but I eventually found the place by using the Google Maps instead of the GPS. So, you know, they both have the ups and downs, but, you know, when you're in the mountains and you get no signal, you know, Google Maps will, you know, crap out of me, you know, signal loss, all that stuff. You know, I've had that happen. And, you know, again, I'm not sure if it's because, you know, I'm getting no signal, or if my phone is a piece of crap. But, you know, that's what happens. So I'm
in
just
a
like,
half mile, turn right onto Fairfax County Parkway.
so that's that. You know, and the thing I like about a built-in GPS is that it's right there. I know in the newer models, I guess you still gotta, you know, fish for it a little bit. You know, because when they redesign these things for 2025,
in a quarter mile, turn right at the 4th road onto Fairfax County.
you know, one, I think they raised the headlight height up by maybe an inch or so. And the XRT trim, you know, that's one they made more quote unquote off-road worthy. And, you know, oddly, I don't believe they offer a skid plate for that trim. I could be wrong. Maybe it comes included with the trim. I know I was able to get a skid plate for this one. And the only thing I guess the XRT has that this doesn't, well, besides, you know, off-road tires, is you know, the 360 view.
Turn right onto Fairfax,
you know, which I think is pretty cool and makes for funny, you know, car wash videos. But other than that, like, I don't know how to make that technology work. I mean, that is fascinating, not gonna lie. But, You know, again, I'm obviously not in a position to try to,
Continue on current road for about 3 miles.
you know, get a new car or anything. You know, and again, not going to get into that. That's for another video. But, you know, this video is basically all the Easter eggs, you know, that these vehicles, you know, come with. Capabilities and limitations. Oh, look, my opponent. You know, and to be honest, you know, if I was running like some type of, you know, construction like fleet company and needed a fleet of vehicles, I'd be grabbing the Maverick instead. You know, just because, you know, it's more geared for that line of work. You know, and again, you know, if you're buying one of these, the Maverick or the Ridgeline, you know, you're not really doing a huge amount of trucker stuff. You know, it's car enough for the 90% of the time to use it like a car, but, you know, for the few times you need it to do truck things, it can do it. And you've seen me tow a car with this thing. I mean, it's a small car on a U-Haul, you know, car hauler, which those things ain't fucking light. You know, so I'm pretty much pushing boundaries with this thing. You know, when I rent a trailer, and I picked up some ratchets to kind of extend it so I can put the tracker I'm towing a little bit further back, so it reduces the tongue weight issue. But, you know, we're almost at the destination, and so you can kind of see, you know, it runs nice, it drives nice, and, you know, I'll do another video, and hopefully you can kind of see the you know, miles per gallon that I'm getting when I'm towing, so you can kind of see, you know, where I'm at. But, you know, I'm almost there, and I think when I get there I'm going to take a breather and just fucking do some other type of video. You know, so I'm not using my phone for these anymore.
Turn left onto Terminal Road.
You know, I'll be using this device, you know, the little $18 body cam, you know, because it works, it's convenient. You know, no, I'm not going to try to do top secret recording or any of that crap. You know, I just don't feel right doing that, you know.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Terminal Road.
But, you know, and again, you know, having to worry about it, that's a whole nother video that I'm not going to get into. Alright, so I'm almost there. I just got to sneak over into this left lane. Alright. Got to sneak past this rig.
Turn left at the traffic light onto Terminal Road and then turn left.
No, I think I won't. I think I'll dissipate the GPS like I did before. I think I'll just wait here at this green light. You know, because there's no left arrow. Anyhow, I suppose I could shut this off. I'll talk to you.